Thanks, Phyllis. How are you all? Apa kabar? So, do all of you have a mobile app? You all have mobile apps all published? Not yet? You're developing? Yeah? Okay. So, how many people are making money now from mobile apps? Are we? No one making any money from mobile apps? No? You you're making. Okay. From advertising or from in-app purchase? From in-app purchase. Okay. Okay, that's good. Congratulations. Yeah. So, does anyone know anything about mobile advertising? You know mobile advertising? You heard about it, yeah? Okay. So, I wanted to talk to you today about how to make money through mobile advertising and also through in-app purchase. Okay. Right now with Vserve, we have a lot of developers in Indonesia using our product already. Our own games is one of them. Gigs is another one. There's a few developers using it. So I wanted to talk to you about, firstly, about who is Vserve, okay? Followed by the 4 secrets to success for monetization. What you should do with your apps to make money on it, okay? So as I said, Vserve is a global mobile advertising network, okay? We're very focused globally, okay? But we have strengths in all around the world, especially in Southeast Asia. We've got a team of around 10, going up to 20 in Southeast Asia, okay? And Indonesia is a very key focus market for us. We're very focused on innovation with our app wrapper technology, and also we're very focused on what we want to achieve in the countries, as well as making money for developers. That's a very key focus for us. Okay. Just so that all of you know, we have my co-founder here and CTO, Ashay. So he founded this company 3 years ago, and the app wrapper is his idea, is his technology. So if you want to talk to him about app wrapper or how to be a successful entrepreneur, he's your perfect guy for you. This is Ashay up here. Ashay, do you mind standing? Ashay. Okay, so like I said, we have a global audience. Now, most of you might not know what ad request is, okay? So let me explain to you what ad request is. When you have a mobile app, okay, when you launch your mobile app, if you have advertising on that app, the mobile app will request an advertisement from the server, okay? So every time the mobile app requests an advertisement, it is called an ad request. Okay, so right now with Vserve, we're doing 31 billion ad requests per month across the whole world. Okay, and obviously the focus for you guys is in Southeast Asia and rest of Asia as well. Okay, so it's nearly 25% of our traffic is coming from Southeast Asia. Yeah. Okay, so what is the app wrapper? Our product is called the app wrapper. Okay. And it is literally the world's simplest app monetization tool for developers. Okay? It is so simple that it only requires one click. One click in less than 60 seconds. No coding required. You start making money on your mobile apps. It is that simple. So you take your app, you upload your app into the wrapper. Okay, and then after that, the app is wrapped. You publish it onto your store, Google Play, Rocket Store, whatever store, and then you start making money already. It is that simple. There's no SDK, no coding required at all. Yeah. So I hope all of you are attending the workshop later on, where we will show you in real life how this app wrapper works. So we've got my technical staff here will help you guys grow. The other thing is, Vserve is the only ad network with app and web inventory across all types of phones. We've got smart feature phones, we've got tablets, and we also have smartphones as well. So we monetize across all types of phones, right? So Android, Java, Asha, iOS, BlackBerry, everything. Okay. We offer premium advertising with our app wrapper. which basically, the beauty of it is when you launch your mobile app, the first thing you see is a full screen launch ad, full screen billboard ad like that. Okay, you can interact with the ad, you can skip the ad, or you can go into the ad. Okay, if you skip the ad, you go into your mobile app itself. Okay, and then when you exit your app, you see another advertisement there, full screen. Okay, it is that simple, and all that takes one minute to set up with the wrapper. Yeah. Right now, Vserve, we have over 20,000 exclusive apps wrapped with our wrapper globally. Okay, and that is growing every single day. Yeah. A few of our global developer partners who are on board as customers already. Obviously, some big guys there with EA, Hangama, and so on. We also have big advertisers as well, which is very key for you guys. Okay, so that we have an increase in monetization in that sense. Okay, so that is a bit about Vserve as our company. Okay, now I want to start on the 4 secrets to successful monetization. What do we need to do? What do you guys need to do to make money on your apps? Okay. The first thing is a hybrid model. Okay. So most of you guys will understand you can either monetize through advertising, okay, or you can advertise through in-app payment, like that gentleman over there is doing through in-app payment. Okay. But ideally, what you can do is to actually combine the two. Okay, so you combine the two and you have a hybrid model where there is a combination of advertising and there's a combination of in-app payment. So if you download the app for free, for example, there are parts of it that has advertisements on there. Okay, but you can also pay within the app and go to a different level of the game. Okay, or you can say I don't want any advertising and I can pay to remove the advertising as well. So this is the hybrid model as such. Okay. The second secret to successful monetization is using powerful ad formats, right? So what I mean by that is, if you look at a magazine cover, if you buy a magazine cover and you see a magazine, the most focus is on the front cover and the back cover, okay? And that's also where advertisers will pay the most for that premium space, okay? So the secret here is do that with your mobile app as well. Do the same thing with your mobile app, okay? And have a launch ad, right? Have a launch ad on the front page of a magazine cover, where everyone's going to see, everyone's going to focus on it. The awareness is there, and then go into the app itself. And when you exit the app, you see another advertisement. Okay? So you can see the powerful ad format, very simple, crystal clear, and a lot of your customers and users will be seeing this all the time, and they'll be clicking on these ads because it's just high quality ads itself. Yeah. The third secret to success is basically what we call ad mediation, choice and control. Okay. So most advertising networks, you got your SDK in, and then you're quite limited in terms of what that ad network gives you. You're forced to stick with that ad network, and you get a lot of ads filled, but you get a very low earnings. Okay, so what you should actually do is focus on an ad network where the mediation platform happens on the server side. Okay, then focus on ad networks that have their own ad sales teams. They go all around the world to talk to advertisers. Focus on the fact that developers can choose within the mediation platform which ad networks they want to choose. Okay. Also focus on ad networks that have an aggregation model where the ad network aggregates other ad networks as well. And also house ads. So if you have 10 mobile games and you want to advertise, cross-sell and advertise your other mobile games for free, choose an ad network that offers that as well. Yeah? And the last secret to success is think about not just Google Play, not just Nokia Store. think about maximizing your distribution channels, right? And you maximize that by with an ad network that offers full distribution across all these different ad networks here, right? Like Getcha, Momengo, Bibo, Samsung apps, and so on, Vodafone Store as well. Okay. Second thing to expand your distribution channels as well is OEM deals, so handset manufacturer deals, right? Whether it's with Samsung or Sony or Micromax, look at doing deals with handset manufacturers as well. Okay, because the key is, everyone's very good at building an app, but how do you maximize your downloads? Yeah, how do you get more downloads? Because the more downloads you get, the more advertising, more income you're going to get. So that is very key. Yeah, because if your app is a beautiful app, but no one knows about it, then it's not going to make you money. You got to expand that distribution network there. So quickly in summary, number one, create a hybrid model, which is a mixture of advertising based as well as in-app. Okay. Number two is use powerful ad formats like the magazine covers, the front and back covers. Okay. Third thing is ad mediation. So choose an ad network that offers that flexibility in mediation across house ad aggregation, mediation, and own ad sales team. And finally, maximize distribution. Okay, so think outside just Google Play. Think outside just Nokia Store or iStore. Maximize the distribution. Find an ad network that can help you do that. And then finally, just quickly, some of the awards and recognition that Vserve has won over the last couple of years. The big one here is obviously Red Herring, Top 100, and also, there's a few others there. And this is me. My name, I'm David. So based in Singapore, okay? So right now, a lot of developers in Bandung are using the app wrapper, okay, already. So if you need more information, the workshop is happening after lunch. So, I encourage all of you to attend. We have competition, prizes, money to give away, developer dollars to give away. We've got a top-class engineer here all the way from Mumbai, Ashok, who will be helping out with the app wrapper as well. And it's basically very, very simple. Like I said, take the app, upload the app wrapper, 60 seconds, one click, and you're ready to go. It is that simple. No need SDK, no need coding, none of that.
Thank you, David, for the presentation on how you can monetize using ad network. And now, we welcome Nicholas from Samsung. He's going to tell you how you guys can work with Samsung.
Right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's really great to see all of you here, and especially great for us because this is our first trip to Bandung, your wonderful city, and seeing all of you. Now, before I begin, I'd like to tell you guys a short story of why Samsung is here today. And the team that I work for a team called Content and Services. We are based out of Singapore, and we manage 9 countries, of course, including Indonesia. And we have a games team, and our games team basically exists to get more games developers to the Samsung devices. And one of my colleagues went to Thailand, and he spoke to a very successful game developer there. He said, "Hey, Mr. Developer, please get your app onto a Samsung device. We will put you on our app store." And the game developer looks at him. "You guys have an app store?" So that is why I'm here today. Samsung devices, most consumers know about. You may have a Samsung TV, you may have a Samsung air conditioner, and of course you may have a Samsung device. But very, very little developers know that Samsung actually has a developer community, has a developer team out of Singapore, and very shortly you'll see has a lot of activities in Indonesia, including Bandung. My name is Nicholas. I lead the developer team for Asia, and a quick introduction to my team. So this afternoon you will have a workshop, and we'll talk about 2-3 of our technologies, our key technologies. And to that we have our evangelism team, and over there, the 2 gentlemen, Mani on my left, and Ronald on my right. Now, Mani is good looking, but more importantly for you guys is the gentleman on the right. Ronald, his name is Stefanus, and for you guys who are familiar with the name Stefanus, guess what? It's Indonesian. So he will be your key contact person moving forwards for Indonesia. And we see that Indonesia is one of the countries where Samsung would like to invest in, and that is a very important country for us, and which explains why we've taken the effort to make sure that you guys have a local contact. It may be the case that you prefer to converse in your local language, which explains why we have Ronald on our team today. And he will also present today in Indonesian on our technologies. So what I'd like to do for the next 15 minutes or so is basically introduce what Samsung has to offer to you guys. And I hope that on Monday or Tuesday, I don't know whether you're a student, I don't know whether you're a professional developer, but when you go back to your cubicles at your workplace, or even as a student thinking of the next greatest app, to make sure that you give a thought about Samsung and to include our technologies on your Android applications, and of course in other devices which I will talk about. The company as a whole are very successful, as all of you know, but I'm not here to talk about the success of Samsung. Rather, this slide is for you guys, for the developers among you, to realize what an opportunity it is to be able to work with Samsung and what Samsung can deliver to you guys. I've always been told, I run a developer team for the past 7 or 8 years with different companies, and in the mobile space, I'm sure that as a developer, you guys would go to the company and work with the company that produces the most number of devices in the consumer's hands. And right now, today, it is the case that Samsung is that company. So 30.3 market share as of January, globally, 215 million smartphone sales, and of course, a very bright forecast for the future, 129% year-on-year change in the smartphone business. So 30.3, you would say that out of 3 folks that I pluck out of the streets in Bandung, one of them could potentially be carrying a Samsung smartphone. And on that Samsung smartphone would of course be your application. That's what we are trying to help you guys get to. So do think about this. If you're an Android developer and figuring out, hey, which manufacturer or device should I put my application on? Top 10 Android devices in January, there were 10, and out of 10, 8 of the top 10 devices are all Samsung devices. So again, for a consumer, I plucked 10 consumers off the streets, 10 Android users. It is the case that 8 of them are using Samsungs. And again, 8 of them have the potential to be using your application with us. So what's our ecosystem all about? What does it mean to be a Samsung developer? We have a developer website. It's developer.samsung.com. We are in the process of taking a serious look at our website, and we thought, you know what, Indonesia, the countries that we're responsible for in Singapore, Indonesia, Vietnam, what was the third country where English is not a native? Well, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Thailand. Yes, thank you very much. And we thought, well, you know what, this is not good enough for developers. It could be the case that a Vietnamese who may not be comfortable with English goes in and sees this and, I don't understand all this. So we've taken a serious look at it, and guess what? Come August, you will have your own site in Bahasa Indonesia. And again, the gentleman on the right, very key person, because he's going to be managing that site for us. He's going to talk about our developments in Indonesia, our contest, what we can do for you guys, for this country, and what kind of events, whether it's like something like today in Bandung, whether it's in Jakarta or any other part of Indonesia, you'll hear about it on our website. And he's also going to be responsible for our Facebook pages, also in Indonesian, where you guys can take a look, hopefully not complain, but provide good feedback to us. on how we can improve our offerings to you guys. So I hope that you can see that things are going to change with you guys, where Samsung is concerned, where developers are concerned, that we would like to work with you, we like to know each and every one of you, and we like to make you succeed, more importantly. This afternoon, we're going to talk about 3 of these technologies, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but do come for the workshop. The 2 evangelists that we have on our team will go more in depth about what the technologies are, but they basically run on the Android platform now. S Pen SDK, the S Pen, basically for you guys who don't own a Note device, is the stylus that comes on board as you buy a Note device. And to the consumer, it's just a simple pen, but for the developer, we've packed an entire boatload of APIs that you guys can use in your applications. So an example is a recent contest that we ran with Google. We partner with Google a lot for obvious reasons. They maintain Android. But we had a contest in Taiwan for developers, and basically S Pen was the contest topic, and the first prize was about 25,000 USD. But basically, we were very inspired and awed by the kind of applications that came out of that contest. One developer, for instance, created a storybook for little kids, and it is so that as the story goes on, if the kid wants to carry on with the story, is all excited, he needs to draw the rest of the story. And then, if that's correct, the storyboard goes on and the story is read to the child. And that was in Chinese. Developers have seen the interest among the rest of the Samsung, the rest of the countries that we manage, and they are making an English version. So basically, because we are also in Singapore and Ronald manages Indonesia, it is his job to come up to us and say, hey, we've got a whole bunch of Indonesian developers, but guess what? Their applications are not just for Indonesia, it can be used throughout Asia. And what we will do is we'll work with you guys to make an English language version. And we promise that it is our job to make sure that you guys are known not just in Indonesia, but Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam. So these are the countries that we manage. Chat On is basically Samsung's version of WhatsApp or Line. We have it on board all our devices. There is a Chat On application. And what we're trying to do here is to make sure that, of course, people message each other more. And for developers, we have our own APIs, which Ronald will talk about in the afternoon. So basically, if your application, you would like to share something with your friends on the device, Chat On enables you to do that. Like I said, I'm not going to go too much into it. It will go into the details. But what's important is that your application, not just for Indonesia, but 221 countries, and also the ability to be in 63 different languages. All share. All share, the diagrams going downwards, a TV, a phone, a tablet, a camera, all in the Samsung range of devices. All-share is our networking protocol. So why only have your apps on a mobile device? Why not a TV? Why not a camera? And of course a tablet. So All-share is pretty much our framework for enabling that. If you've taken a couple of really great photos and a whole load of us comes to your house and you want to share it, it's pretty difficult to share your handphone around. All-share enables you, as an early easy example, to toss the photograph onto your TV so all of us can look at it and enjoy it. Ronald's going to speak about that in the afternoon, but there's really, really cool stuff for developers, such as creating your own remote control so that you can control a Samsung TV. It is not only Samsung specific, there's a technology called Mirrorcast behind that, which I believe that Sony also promotes. So it is not the case that it is a Samsung only protocol. And one of the most important areas that we do not see a lot of developers looking at, but we want developers to look at, because it is what I call an untapped market. So if you make a mobile app today, you'll probably be app number 20,562 on Google Play. But if you create a Samsung app for the TV today, you're probably in Indonesia in the top 50. Because we don't have enough applications. We want more applications on the TV. You take a look, these are the big boys like Skype, Wall Street Journal, the History Channel. We're looking for local apps. We don't have enough of it. We want more of it. What is the technology? When I joined Samsung last November, I thought it was going to be very, very complicated. I probably needed to know a little bit of C, or something device-related programming skills. But no, it is not. It is basically a HTML JavaScript engine running behind every app. So it is basically a technology that to us, any student in their first year of computing in ITB could probably do if they wanted to. We're probably going to have a workshop at some point in the near future. We're not going to talk about this today, but again, like I said, we need more applications, and we're looking at you guys to create more for the Indonesian market. Our App Store, global service, 126 countries. So you guys are probably thinking, why don't I put my app on Google Play? Why should I bother with Samsung apps? And we don't fight with Google. We're not in competition with them. If you want to put your app on Google Play, great. But if you put your app on our store, we are able to do what Google Play is not able to do for you. We think your app is great, we'll put it on page 1 of the Indonesian market. So we have ability to control our app store. In fact, we're also pulling some apps from Google Play today. If you buy a Samsung S4, you'll see that on our App Store, we actually take some apps from Google Play. When you launch it, it goes to Google Play. But basically, we work together with Google, and the advantage to you guys over what Google cannot or may not do for you because of the sheer volume of people on Google Play is that Samsung is able to put you guys and merchandise your application more so than Google can. So again, that is why the Samsung App Store exists. And of course, the cross-device experience, not only do we have a store on the tablet, on the mobile, but also for the camera as well as the television. The television and the camera both have app stores. Various payments method. I'll talk a little bit about a local method that we have introduced in Indonesia just for you guys in a little while. But basically the normal kind of payment methods apply: credit card, operator billing, and voucher. And of course in Indonesia that is visible today and it is available. What do we do for developers? What are our incentives for developers? Okay, a lot of text, I apologize, but basically you guys who put apps on the store know the 70-30 rule. You guys get 70, the manufacturer or whichever company gets 30. Developers will receive 100% revenue from March to September 2013, 90% from September 2013 to March 2014, and so on and so forth. So basically, Samsung's not making any money. You guys give you all the money that you will earn from your app by taking part in this, if you're a games developer. And you will see more incentives like this, of this nature. So instead of 70-30, where you take back 70%, and the company takes 30%, you will get all your money back. It's basically as simple as that. So we exist to help promote your app and to make sure that consumers buy it. A company that basically works with us, this is just an example, Spin Vector. What they've done is to make their application available for the S Pen. A little bit of background about them. The idea, so we introduced the idea of working with the S Pen on their Android game, Love at First Sight. It's a game for the Note series, and this was from the CTO or the CEO. The device I was waiting for, he obviously got a free Note 2 from us. The idea, we wanted consumers to pick up and play with the game, easy to learn, very simple 1-minute round, great replay value. This is the game, a quick 10-second shot of it. And of course the idea is that you guide the mouse through the cheese using the S Pen to draw a general guide to the cheese. And of course it gets more complicated as the rounds progress. So really great graphics, and the idea here is to emphasize on the S Pen, which Mani will talk about in the afternoon. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. Why S Pen and why not touch? Designed for the S Pen, to them it felt more natural for a consumer to use the S Pen to draw, allows for more precision, no need to zoom, and our SDK, new features, screenshot, edit and share. And of course, more importantly for you guys, a couple of days to implement, thanks to the S Pen SDK. And they talk a little bit about their experience with Samsung developers. Very simple, one-liner, integrating the S Pen SDK, no-brainer. It means very easy for them. The best support ever from Samsung, quick, fast and accurate. Videos clear on how to reproduce the issue. And of course workarounds. They've been blown away by the quality of support, and it's only for the two gentlemen that you see here to make sure that we keep up the bar with the standard of our global teams. Conclusion from them, coding for the S Pen is a piece of cake, and at least they've enjoyed working with us, and we hope you will too. We're running a Smart App Challenge now for our S4, our new and latest and greatest device. So if you want to, you can of course take part in it. It's at this URL, smartappchallenge.com, where basically if you're a student, you probably don't need to graduate anymore, because it's 800,000 and that's enough to keep you occupied for a long time. The tracks are the Samsung Cord SDK. Before I go to the end, I mentioned that I will talk a little bit about the local scene and what our local team can do for you. So please bear with me for a minute. It's only going to be a short two-slider. But we have a team based in Jakarta that is fully responsible for apps and services. And this is what they're doing for the Indonesia market. They've asked me to please include this and make sure that developers in Bandung know about what we are doing, what Samsung is doing with you guys. Unfortunately, I can't translate this. I'm sure that you guys know more about it than I do. But basically, what kind of opportunities do we have at the local level? There's always been this discussion, I hope it has improved, that the network here is pretty unstable sometimes, which means that consumers can't get hold of your apps over the air. And to make sure that we resolve this situation, Samsung has really popped up this thing called a Galaxy Station in most of the malls and most of the Samsung stores around the main cities of Indonesia, of course Jakarta. 464 units and kiosks, 767 units express. So the idea is that we want your apps, we want to put it on these machines. And more importantly, feedback from the developers is that the revenue share for Indonesia is very bad with the operators. I don't know the share details, but we've come up with our own engine here that you guys can take part in. It's called the Samsung S Point, but basically it serves as your local payment and billing gateway. And I'm told that the revenue share split for you guys is a lot better than working with the operators or working even on the Samsung channels that I spoke earlier on. Unfortunately, this came to me very, very late in the morning, or rather early this morning. I don't have much details about the revenue breakdown, but I do have the Tech in Asia's promise that they'll share with me the database for today. So I'll make sure that I create a write-up for you guys and let you guys know about the kind of benefits and how you as a local app developer can come on board with Samsung with our S-point kind of billing system. And with that, that was basically my overview for what Samsung can do in the developer space. Are there any questions from you guys before we go in the afternoon where we talk about the technology? None?
Okay, yeah, I'm Andrew. I want to,
Go ahead.
okay, thank you. I want to ask about this S point. So
Yeah.
you say it connects with your billing system, right?
The local billing system for Indonesia, yes.
Okay, so we can connect it with the, what I can say, the prepaid account, like.
Yes,
Yes.
that is what I'm told.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, because it's not the case that we put it because of that. S-point is there because the feedback from developers is that the market, the share given to developers is terrible in Indonesia, whether it's operator or even on the Samsung channel. So the local team has basically set aside some money to make sure that you guys get paid a lot better. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Any others before I hand over to Ming Hao or Willis?
I'm just curious about Samsung TV applications.
Which application?
Smart TV.
Smart TV. What about it?
Maybe how about the market share, or could we publish applications? Yeah, any detail?
Okay. Well, market share. We are number one TV in most Asian countries. I don't have the deck now, and it's a bit cumbersome for me to search through the deck. But yes, you can publish it. It is free. We have our own system for you to publish your apps. For billing wise, we do not do billing, but you are free to share with have billing with any of the smart TV pay providers worldwide. Smartpay.tv is one of them, so you can look at the revenue share. But you can upload your app for the Indonesian market. We have a local product manager for our TV who's very interested in getting local apps. I can put you together with him. You can come to us. I get your contact details. We'll make sure that you get the appropriate information. But like I said, it's a very good market for you to be in right now. We don't have a website. I do need to get the information from the local content team on actually how you guys can, if you have an app and you want to approach them, what is the mechanism? Yeah, but I do have your contact details, and like I said, one of my first jobs going back to Singapore is to create a write-up on what S-Point is actually all about and how you guys can upload your apps to our local portal or library here, and of course how you can sign up with our local team in Jakarta. Yes, I will do that. If you've registered with Tech in Asia and your name is listed there, I'll make sure that is sent out. Yeah. Any other questions before we head on to lunch? Like I said, I've introduced you to my team. I've introduced you to Clara. She's sitting over there. She's our developer marketing person, not a Samsung marketing person. One of her key tasks is making sure she gets hold of your app and helps market that to other Samsung countries in the region, as well as worldwide when it's popular. Introduce the rest of my team. So during lunch, please, if you have a question, I'm available. The two gentlemen are available. Clara's available. Get to know them, and of course, I hope that you'll meet Ronald more and more as we introduce more and more workshops and seminars for Indonesia in the coming months, and you'll hear from us very soon. With that, I'll hand over back to Ming Hao.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas, for the presentation.